Earth. So what is Earth? Earth is the third planet from the Sun and it has one natural satellite called the Moon. And we have three layers of Earth: crust, mantle and core. Next we saw about Moon. So Moon is composed of solid rocks and there is no air in Moon. And the surface of the Moon has deep pits called craters. So what is craters now? Craters are formed when it is hit by meteors. So again, what is meteors? Meteors are small piece of rocks that fall from the space. Hope you can recollect the picture of meteor. I have shown it in previous classes. The next we saw about the different phases of moon. So 15 days once the moon will change from no moon to full moon and from full moon to no moon. And the next we saw about tide. So what is tide? The regular rise and fall of sea level on earth due to pull of moon is called as tide. Then we have seen what is high tide and low tide. Today we are going to see a new topic called eclipse. 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 So before we learn about in detail on eclipse, I want you to know three main concepts. So one is transparent, opaque and translucent. So first we'll see what is transparent. See, transparent means the object will allow the light to pass through them completely. I'll show you a picture of it. Can you see here? When a light is passed through this object, the light will pass completely through this object. So this is called transparent. Repeat the spelling of it. Transparent. Transparent. So few examples of transparent are glass and water. So now the next one is opaque. O-P-A-Q-U-E. Opaque. Objects that do not allow light to pass through them are called as opaque. So these objects will not allow the light to pass through. So can you see? This is an opaque object. A light is passing through, but you cannot see any light this side. Instead of light, you will be seeing the shadow of the object. This is called as opaque. O-P-A-Q-U-E. Opaque. Example, bricks, wood. The third one is translucent. Objects that partially allows light to pass through are called as translucent. 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 So when you see this picture, there is an object here and the light is passing through. So, not complete light is passing through this object. Only partial light will be passing through this object. This is called as translucent. Usually, opaque objects blocks the light and that falls on them. So, this will make a darker shape behind this object, and this is called as shadow. So, when the object is closer to the light, the shadow will be bigger. So, when the object is far from the light, the shadow will be smaller. You can see here, this is light source, this is object. So, when the light source is nearer to the object, the shadow is bigger. When the light source is far from the object, the shadow is smaller. Before we go into eclipse, we have to know what is eclipse. An eclipse occurs when the earth or the moon blocks the light from sun. So, when earth or moon blocks the sun rays, the eclipse is formed. There are two types of eclipse: solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So, I am going to explain in detail about solar and lunar eclipse. First, we are going to see about lunar eclipse. I'll explain you what is lunar eclipse. So, when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, it blocks the rays of sun from reaching the moon. So the shadow of earth falls on the moon. This is called as lunar eclipse. I'll explain you again. When earth comes between the sun and the moon, the earth blocks the rays of the sun reaching the moon. To be noted, the moon does not have their own light. It usually reflects the light which it gets from the sun. So, the shadow of the earth falls on the moon. This eclipse is called as lunar eclipse. Usually, the lunar eclipse occurs on full moon day. Don't think that all full moon day has lunar eclipse. Only during a certain time this lunar eclipse will occur. When it occurs, it will occur only during the full moon day.